Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about two optional accessories that were available for Micro Four Thirds cameras. They're the optional viewfinders. These are really old items. They're discontinued. The cameras that the Micro Four Thirds cameras that they have out now, you can't even attach these to them. I think Olympus stopped on, I don't know, like 2015, 2016, like the PL7 or something like that. And this specific one wasn't really available on too many Panasonic cameras. But anyway, I have the VF-3 and the LVF1. All right, so let's compare both of these. So the LVF1 has a 202,000 dot display. It's very low resolution, whereas this one, the Olympus, has 920,000 dot display. It's significantly higher. It looks it, but still, honestly, it doesn't look that great. For its time period, I think it was amazing. And Olympus has a much better, higher quality. I think it's called the VF2 or VF4. I think it's two. Much higher viewfinder, but this one's still very effective, and it's way more effective than this one. All right, but overall, both of these are very effective for framing. You'll frame your shots no problem. If you have a camera like a GF1, I think this fits on a GF2, and I think an LX5 or something like that. You can still compose your shots with the LCD, just turn off the viewfinder, but this is really helpful when it's sunny. And they both have the ability to like expand so that you have a top-down view. So this one can do the same. They're very similar in function. They both lock into place. A very satisfying click. This one's a little different. The Panasonic is a little different because it doesn't have a lock mechanism. And this one does, which is nice. I like it when it's like locked to the camera. It's not gonna like shuffle off or move around as you're as if you put it in a bag or something. If you put your camera in the bag, they both have a diopter dials on the side. And this one, to switch between your LCD screen on your camera to the viewfinder, you just hit here. And this one, you just press this button. Both are really good for framing, but let me just show you what that looks like. All right, we're looking at the Panasonic viewfinder here. You can see me trying to focus. The image itself doesn't look that focused. That's just the nature of the diopter not really working with my phone camera. But you can kind of get the gist of what this looks like. It's lower resolution, the color isn't that sharp, that bright, the contrast isn't great. I'll take a few pictures here. You can kind of see the menu structure here a little bit, the settings and whatnot. The menu looks a little weird here. This is not actually what it looks like, but overall it's okay. It's usable, but not that great. All right, now let's look at the Olympus. Okay, so the Olympus, you can already see it's higher quality. Again, I'm having issues with the focus and filming this, but you can see how much better it looks. The color quality is great. The contrast is great. And even like the preview of the picture taken looks pretty good. It looks actually pretty much what it looks like on the LCD. Here I'm adjusting the shutter speed using the auto function, and it looks great. I think this one's just punches above its weight for its time. This camera right here is my old EPM2. I don't use it as often, but it is a very compact Micro Four Thirds camera, and made even more so compact when I take off the viewfinder. So this is nice. I can slip it into my bag, my crossbody bag, even with a smaller lens on, like a Pancake 12 to 32 millimeter. I put it on here. And if I really want a viewfinder, I can still take it with me, just put it in my pocket or put it somewhere else in the bag and have a compact setup. But if I want to start framing shots or it's really bright out, I can just pop this right on. I'll show you how they look when they're on the bodies. This one's definitely a little smaller, but here you can see them side by side, and then a side profile. Okay, so let's talk about the pros. On the Panasonic, the pros are definitely that it fits very nicely on these smaller body Panasonic cameras from the 2010s and late 2000. Well, it's really 2009. It's you can frame your shots with it, and it's smaller than this guy, and I think that's about it. This guy, on the other hand, is much higher resolution. It's sharper. There's more color contrast. It's very bright. The diopter works much better. I think it's much larger. There's a locking mechanism on it. Overall, I just find this to be a pleasure to use. I really like using this on my EPM2. I just pop it on there, and it's like good to go. Also, it's still widely available on many bodies. You can go from a 12 megapixel body like the EPL1 all the way up to, I think, the 7s or 8s. I'm not sure, but they're still very useful, widely available, whereas this one's very limited. But if you're comparing compactability and something you can stuff in a bag, and you have like two cameras two camera styles, the Panasonic smaller bodies versus the Olympus smaller bodies, and you might want to go with a viewfinder. Both are great. I mean, both are going to get the job done. If you're looking at a smaller body from the early 2010s anyway, you're not going to get the best LCD experience or viewfinder experience no matter what. So you're trying to make the best of a situation, of a kind of poor situation. Because I think all of these cameras, no matter how old they are, can take amazing pictures depending on what lens you're using. But the viewing experience can vary between the early 2010s and the later 2010s. But this either honestly will improve your shooting experience, especially if you're shooting outside. So overall, I think that they are both a buy, but I think the Olympus wins here. All right, thanks everyone. I'll see you on the next one.